Next up, we've got Alec.
Yippee! Come on, she's tall.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. Hello. I'm Alec, a Cellar Bard. Now, I've got a few here. I'm sorry, Cellar Bards, but 3 of them you've already heard. But Carmarthen needs to hear this, all right? My first one was after I had a had a haircut, which was a while ago, as you can see. And I was in the hairdressers, and we were talking about the situation in the country, and she said, I blame it on the immigrants. So I went home, got angry, and wrote this. Let's blame it on the immigrants, the right wing always say. It's their fault for everything, and it's us that has to pay. They come in here and steal our jobs, they're very lazy too. I read it in the Sun and Mail, so of course it must be true. The colour of their skin is wrong, and they all sign on the dole, and they use their fingers when they eat their funny food from a bowl. These immigrants, I hear folks say, it's their fault for all this mess, and if it wasn't for these immigrants, there'd be no NHS. We wouldn't have the railway line, we wouldn't have the roads, and rubbish piled up on the streets. I assure you, there'd be loads. The workplace would be dirty, without the cleaning staff. The racist jokes would not exist, so fascists couldn't laugh. We've been invaded by the Saxons, we've been invaded by the Danes, we've been invaded by the French, but the slaves we put in chains. All of us are immigrants, all from this global place. I believe it's called planet Earth, and we're all the human race. Yeah. This is after the incident in Woolwich. And sadly, people looked at it as one thing, but I saw it as the consequences of war. All 3 of them are victims on that bloody Woolwich street. The consequence of actions, they're warmongers, slabs of meat. We're told that we are different to satisfy their need and drive us into conflict to gratify their greed. Too many places o'er this world are full of blood and guts. There is no way to justify, there are no ifs nor buts. But while we still maintain the support that we bestow on the politicians in the House, the blood will always flow. It's time to stop this lust for blood and killing all the time. Let's all wake up and be aware of the politicians' crime. Right, I don't know if anyone here has suffered under these austerity cuts, probably all of us. But this is about trying to find a job. Now, at the moment in Pembrokeshire, there's approximately 200 applicants for every job. So this is my poem about dealing with the job centre. It's called I'm Only Doing My Job. I'm only doing my job, the man to me, he said. You should be looking for work and not just lying in bed. I said to him, you make it up, your job is not for real. Your task is just to bully us, it seems so surreal. You must work hard just like me, as he turned another page. You'll sell your soul for a menial task and be paid the minimum wage. There are no menial tasks to do. They've been taken by those who fear the wrath of folk just like you until they die or disappear. Are you mad? Are you sad? Or are you frightened too of losing the task that gets you up and is slowly destroying you? Okay, I say, find me a chore. After all, that's why we meet. And prove to me that you work hard and my life will be complete. Oh no, he says, it's not for me to find the work for you. I'm here to shuffle paper and find statistics to accrue. You see, I work for government. That's why I'm very anal. My task to do all day long is to contemplate my navel. But you, yes, you must find some work, and it's not to be worthwhile, as long as I can sign you off and wipe away your smile. I'm really happy to earn my way and spread some joy around. I'm willing to learn something new in the task that might be found. There is no work, he doth reply. The jobs, they are not there. We farm them out far from here, where the earnings are not fair. You're buggered, mate, but I'm okay. I get my monthly wage, but you will live in poverty right through to your old age. So you agree the work does not exist, but you turn me round in circles, go here, sign there, and do as I say whilst jumping all the hurdles. Of course you know it's all a game to keep me in control, to satisfy your sadistic lust while I suffer on the dole. Why, yes, that's right, you got the point. I own you one and all, and that is why I do my job to make you cower and crawl. That's it. Right now, I've reached the end. I've really had enough. Your antics have led me to say, why don't you all fuck off? And just quickly, this is a new one, so nobody's heard this before. I wrote it yesterday. I got angry. I don't know if you've heard of Carmarthen, the milk people. They've recently sold their soul to Dairy Crest and made all their milk homogenous. So now, or homogenised, should I say. So now, you can't have the top of the milk. So, this is my rant for that. My milk is now homogeneous. It's uniform throughout. I don't want my milk homogenised. I don't want it mucked about. I want it with the cream on top for my breakfast in the morn. It always used to be like that from the day that I was born. And when I come to pour my tea, I shake it in the bottle. I don't want it to look as though it spent a bad night in the brothel. Leave it alone, you dairy folk. Our food you turn to slime. You're trying to standardise all of it. That's now not how I like mine. You have a choice. Go elsewhere. Seek another source. We've sold our bodies and our souls to Dairy Crest, of course. The corporations got you now. You're in their mighty fold. You don't control your product now. You'll do as you are told. The only choice that we have left is the one that has been set by the big boys in their boardrooms. Our food is under threat. It won't be long before we find our lives become homogeneous. There won't be any boys or girls. We'll all become androgynous.
Androgynous.